Why does light bend near gravity? Everyone thinks they know. Gravity pulls things. Light has energy. Energy has mass. So gravity yanks light down. That's not a little wrong. It's fundamentally wrong. Here's the truth. Light doesn't bend. Ever. Every photon travels in a perfectly straight line. Always. So why do we photograph light curving around stars? Because space itself is bent. Light isn't curving. Light goes straight through a universe that isn't flat. And here's what'll wreck your reality. You felt this. Right now. You think gravity pulls you down. Wrong. The floor pushes you up into curved space-time. Gravity isn't a pull. It never was. Let me show you. You've got a flashlight. Turn it on. Point it across the room. That beam goes straight, obviously. But how do you know? You're assuming the room is flat. You're assuming space between you and the wall is uniform. What if the space itself was curved? And light was still going straight, but straight through bent space? You'd never notice. Here's the part nobody tells you. That's exactly what's happening. Everywhere. Right now. Do this right now. Drop something, a pen, your phone. Watch it fall. You think gravity pulled it down. Some invisible force reached up and yanked it. But that's a description, not an explanation. How does Earth know your pen is there? How does gravity reach across empty space instantly? Newton hated this question, called it so great an absurdity, no thinking person should accept it. Yet his equations worked, so everyone shrugged for 200 years. Now hold that thought. Near massive objects, light curves, but there's no medium, no material slowing it down. Empty space. People say gravity bends light. That's not an answer, that's a label. Einstein asked something different. What if light isn't bending at all? What if light travels straight, but the space it's traveling through isn't flat? Imagine a theater. Actors walk across the stage. They think they're walking straight, but someone tilted the floor. Now they drift sideways. They're not being pulled. The ground is curved. That's gravity, not a force, not a pull, geometry, the shape of space and time around mass. So far we've learned. Light goes straight, space is bent, and you've been misunderstanding falling your entire life. Now let's see how this actually works. Forget everything you know about space. You think space is an empty box. Things move through it. Distances are fixed. Wrong. Space bends, stretches, warps, and everything inside follows the new shape. Imagine a trampoline, flat. Roll a marble across it, straight line. Now put a bowling ball in the center. The trampoline sags. Roll the marble again. It curves toward the bowling ball. Not because something pulls it. There's no rope, no magnet. The marble curves because the surface is curved. That's gravity. Now here's the trick. Mathematicians call the straightest possible path on a curved surface a geodesic. On flat surfaces, geodesics are straight lines. On curved surfaces, geodesics look curved from outside, but from inside, you feel like you're going straight. Light travels on geodesics, always. Near a star, space curves. Light's geodesic curves, but light isn't bending, it's going straight through bent space. That's not metaphor, that's mechanical reality. And here's where it gets stranger. It's not just space that curves, time does too. Space-time, one fabric, 4 dimensions. Hold your hand in front of your face. At your wrist, time runs slightly slower than at your fingertips. Why? Your wrist is closer to Earth. More curvature, more mass. Time slows down. Now here's the part that breaks people. Everything moves through space-time at one speed, the speed of light. When you sit still in space, all motion goes through time. You age at maximum speed. Mass curves space-time. That curvature redirects your motion, tilts some of your motion through time into motion through space. That's falling. You're not being pulled down. Your path through space-time is being curved toward Earth. And the floor, it stops you, pushes you off your natural path. That's weight. Gravity isn't pulling you. The floor is pushing you off your geodesic. Exactly. So far we've learned space curves, time curves, geodesics are the straightest paths, and falling is following the shape of reality. But who figured this out? That story starts in 1907. A patent office, a man staring out a window, having the happiest thought of his life. Bern, Switzerland. A 28-year-old patent clerk sits at his desk, lowest rank, reviewing inventions. His name is Albert Einstein. He looks out his window, sees a construction worker on a rooftop, and thinks, what if that man fell? Not morbid, physics. What would he experience while falling? Here's the thought that changes everything. If you're falling freely, nothing touching you, you feel weightless, completely weightless. Inside a falling elevator, you can't prove you're near a planet. Drop a ball, it floats beside you. Einstein called this the happiest thought of my life. Why happy? Because it revealed something profound. Gravity and acceleration are identical, not similar, identical. Stand on Earth, you feel weight. Stand in an accelerating rocket in deep space, same feeling, exactly. No experiment can tell them apart. Einstein realized if you can't distinguish them, maybe they're the same thing. Maybe gravity isn't a force at all. Now hold that thought. Newton had a problem. His gravity worked instantly. Sun pulls Earth across millions of miles, no delay. But Einstein already proved nothing travels faster than light. So how does gravity work? He spent 8 years on this question, 1907 to 1915, learned impossible mathematics, made mistakes, started over. His marriage fell apart. November 1915, he cracked it. The field equations of general relativity. Mass tells space-time how to curve. Space-time tells mass how to move. No action at a distance. No mysterious pulling. He needed proof. His equations predicted something specific. Light from stars passing near the sun should curve by 1.75 arc seconds, double Newton's prediction. Solar eclipse, 2 expeditions, photographs of stars near the blocked sun. Results came back 1.75 arc seconds, exactly. Headlines worldwide. Newton overthrown. Einstein became the most famous scientist on Earth. But here's what matters. Light revealed the truth. Space is curved. Geometry is reality. So far we've learned. Einstein's happiest thought was about falling, and the 1919 eclipse proved space-time curves. Now I'll prove it to you 3 times. First, a thought experiment. Picture an ant on a balloon. The ant walks forward, doesn't turn, perfectly straight. What happens? It ends up back where it started. How? It never turned. Here's the trick. From the ant's perspective, it went straight, the straightest possible path. From your perspective, floating above, you see the balloon is curved. Straight on a curved surface looks curved from outside. Now here's the part that breaks minds. We are the ant. We live on the surface of space-time. Can't step outside, can't float above. Light near a star is the ant on the balloon. Light goes straight, but space-time is curved. So from far away, light looks bent. Beautiful. Do this right now. Draw a line on paper. Wrap the paper around a cup. Your line is curved now, but you didn't bend the line. You bent the surface. That's what mass does to space-time. People say gravity bends light. Wrong. Mass bends space. Light tells the truth about that bending. Now, is this actually real? Proof is in your pocket. Your phone knows where you are. GPS, 31 satellites, 20,000 kilometers up. Each broadcasts a signal. Your phone calculates time differences, triangulates position. Simple. Except it shouldn't work. Here's the part nobody tells you. Those satellites move at 14,000 kilometers per hour. Moving clocks run slow. Special relativity. 7 microseconds per day slower. But the satellites are also higher up. Less space-time curvature. Clocks run faster there. 45 microseconds per day faster. 2 effects. Opposite directions. Net result, satellite clocks tick 38 microseconds faster than ground clocks every day. That sounds small, Wrong. GPS needs nanosecond precision. 38 microseconds would mean kilometers of error. The solution? Satellite clocks are deliberately slowed before launch, pre-adjusted, so they match Earth clocks when both effects kick in. Your phone does this correction 86,400 times daily, every Uber, every Google Maps direction. Relativity, not theory, engineering. Your pocket contains proof, space-time curves. So far we've learned. Thought experiments show geometry. GPS proves we engineer around it. What about extreme cases? Now zoom out, way out, galaxy scale. Look at this, a perfect ring of light surrounding a galaxy, an Einstein ring. Impossible, unless space-time curves. Here's what you're seeing. A galaxy in front, massive. Behind it, directly behind, another galaxy, hidden. You shouldn't see it. The front galaxy blocks it. But you can. Smeared into a ring, wrapped around like a halo. How? Gravitational lensing. The foreground galaxy bends space-time. Light from behind curves around, takes the geodesic path. Light that should miss us gets redirected. We see a ring. We're seeing behind things. Light that was blocked found another path, curved around, arrived anyway. Here's the disturbing part. The universe is not what it looks like. Every deep space image is distorted, bent by mass between you and the source. Astronomers use this, gravitational lensing, as a telescope, magnifying galaxies 13 billion light years away. Mass bends space, space bends light. Light reveals the hidden universe. That's not metaphor, that's Tuesday for astronomers. Now, the deepest part, what gravity actually is, and what you actually are. Everything I've told you was preparation. This is the real thing. You are not being pulled down, never have been, not once. Right now you feel weight, pressure, heaviness pushing down. That feeling, illusion. What you're actually feeling is the floor pushing you up. Sounds backwards. Your whole life says gravity pulls, but where's the rope? Where's the hand grabbing you? Nothing connects you to Earth's center. Einstein solved this. You're moving through space-time, constantly, at the speed of light. When nothing touches you, free fall, you travel in a straight line, a geodesic, the natural path. That's not falling, that's coasting. The floor interrupts your geodesic, shoves you off course. Being shoved off course, that's what you feel as weight. The floor pushes you. Exactly. The astronaut in the space station, there's plenty of gravity up there. They're weightless because nothing pushes them. They're following their geodesic, natural state. You're the one being interfered with. Gravity isn't a force. Forces push and pull. Gravity doesn't. Gravity is the shape of space-time. Mass creates curvature. Everything follows geodesics unless something intervenes. No pushing, no pulling, just geometry. Now here's something wilder. Near mass, time runs slower. We proved that. But why? Everything moves through space-time at light speed. Sit still in space, all motion goes through time. Maximum aging. Space-time curves, some motion through time becomes motion through space. That's falling. Time converts into space. You don't fall through space toward Earth. You fall through time toward the future. Earth happens to be in that direction. Gravity is time curvature. That's the deep truth. Light bending, falling, weight, all of it is geometry. The universe isn't where physics happens. The universe is physics. You're not separate from space-time. You're a wrinkle in it. So far we've learned, gravity isn't a force. Falling is natural. The floor accelerates you, and time curvature causes falling. One more thing, what this means for existing. So here we are. You asked why light bends near gravity. Light doesn't bend. Space bends. Time bends. Reality warps around mass. Light just tells the truth. And you're not a thing sitting in space. You're a trajectory, a geodesic with consciousness. You've never been stationary, never moved in a straight line, not once. The floor beneath you is an engine. Every chair is a rocket. When you stand tomorrow, you're not fighting gravity. You're refusing to follow the shape of reality. Every step is rebellion against curved space-time. Next time you drop something, don't think it fell. Think it went home. Free fall is your natural state. You're a creature of the geodesic, temporarily interrupted by floors and chairs. Next time you see starlight bending around the sun, remember, the light is straight. It's the universe that's curved. Now you see it too.